Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this discourse on problem solving. This discourse is largely related to the following major issues, although they could become minor too. The issues largely related to humanity, business included, society included, compassion and goodness demanded, spirituality exploded, thoughtfulness persuaded, villainy dreaded, immorality goaded. We're going to look at problem searching, problem identifying, problem diffusing, solution forming, decision making, decision implementing, action monitoring. Every problem-solving workshop innately, persuasively, and sometimes infinitely probes to understand what is a problem. What is a problem? They probe to understand what is a problem. And invariably, they start with mathematics and end with God. God is epitome of larger mathematics. That should please many mathematicians and rationalists. But the problem is that it is walking into generations of mathematics. Every time a new generation is evolved to understand spirituality, to understand God. Okay, that's a part, but not very a part. That's a part. That's for the sake of saying. That's not very a part, but as you will eventually realize. What is a problem? Every problem-solving workshop tries to probe into what is a problem. And next, what the problem is. What is a problem and what the problem is. Thankfully, languages have always created that provision for new perspectives. New questions within the question, what is a problem? And what a problem is, or what the problem is. If you're not alarmed, you're not yet in this workshop for problem solving. But it doesn't matter, we're going to have a marathon, a never-ending discussion on problem solving. Maybe we would see episodes running into maybe 80, 90, 100 plus, maybe, we don't know. But we want this project to succeed because there's so many people who are innocent, who are struck by problems. There's so many people who are innocent of the fact. They are innocent of the fact that they have been struck by a problem. Okay, we'll get into a very familiar pitch, a cricketing pitch. The ball comes at a semi-sonic speed and the batsman simply closes his eyes hoping to play a blind shot. The bat isn't intelligent. Intelligent was he. He closed his eyes. So now the bat has to be intelligent. When it is not, the batsman falls ill to the situation. He doesn't know what hit him. He doesn't know what hit him. He doesn't know where it hit him. There's so many innocent people. So we have to serve the cause for them. And then there are so many. There's so many problems. There's so many problems which are innocent by themselves. They didn't mean to be problems. No, I didn't mean to be a problem. I'm just a good guest to your house. I don't mean to be a problem. No, it's just a good drink. I don't mean to be a problem. But so many of these problems, they're so innocent, but later on take the demonic size of a problem. A demonic size of a problem. So we have to continue this discourse to be able to permeate, to be able to penetrate into the minds of the people for their own welfare. And I'm serving the cause of my welfare, no less. No less. Ever since we embarked, me and my organization embarked on this plan, we have changed people. We are driven by compassion of much higher generation. Our eyesights have started working much better. We can do focus and we can do a telefocus all at the same time. Now let's try and ease some of our troubles. They say if you want to make one line small, then you can probably, try and draw a bigger line next. May not be that cunning an approach, okay? Don't tack the cunningness here. Probably, yeah, but it is something which would become soothing for us. So I'll take an allegory with medical industry. I'm sure at the beginning of the evolution of medical industry, far into the history, at the beginning of the evolution of the medical industry, some quacks would have gotten together in the darkness that is lighted by a fire that spreads the aroma of a good food incoming. They would have gotten together over a supper and discussed, excuse me, how do we nominate something as a problem? Somebody's nail aches. Somebody's toe is not healing. How do we nominate these as problem? Albeit, they would be talking about excuse me, what do we call a disease? What do we call a disease? Remember, 2 steps. What is a problem and what the problem is. What do we call a disease? Thankfully, medical industry is very advanced. It could be that way because the human body function is constant. We wake up to the sunrise and go down to a bed 10 o'clock plus. There's a quietude that promotes your sleep. There's a sleep that promotes quietude. The nature plays an important role. I don't know whether people in Norway sleep or not well enough, but I'm sure there's something called acclimatization. Otherwise, people wouldn't have lived in ice. People wouldn't have leathered themselves on the animal skin. They're doing it and they got away with it. I'm sure evolution is happening everywhere. Because God has made the body function constant, consistent, if not strategically complementary. We always reserve the left hand for the last bite of an attack. Mostly we use the right hand. Complementary. When there is nothing to see, we listen to things more. When there is nothing to see and nothing to listen, nothing to touch and smell, we use a third eye. So I said, God has made body function constant and complementary too. And that is a strategy. If he is not given a strategy, we could create a strategy. I'm sure the best of the chess moves come not when you're looking at this like this, but when you're looking at your pieces like this, or when you're looking at the pieces like this, or sometimes when you're looking at the pieces like this. God has made things constant, consistent, even if you want to ignore the strategic complementary character of those. Invariably godly propositions, godly inventions, the body, the hand. How does it happen that when there is a rhythm, I play like this only? When I play a piano, I play with both hands. How does it happen? There are very few things I do with two hands. But when I think of signaling a piano, I always use this. Why? I never played piano in my life. I'm told it is too heavy to be gotten into the fourth floor where I live. We are strategically complementary. An infant vies for attention of the mother. An infant vies for the attention of the mother on the account of wetness. And the mother's sleep-laden services to child enters. Next day morning in a diary, her sleep-laden services to the child. Next day, hope enters the mother's diary as draft of an unforeseen passage. Draft of an unforeseen passage. She had not foreseen this passage in her life. And the larger than life character of the mother evolves slowly out of the new experiences that evolve around her. So besides what we do with the problem, there's something happening otherwise also. I don't like a certain dish and I'm in a party, but there are others who are jolly well eating that food. I say, heck of a big noise here. and somebody takes it as a doleful experience, goes somber. And the same music which is so loud and so harsh for me. So things evolve around her, and a young woman that she was, and a young woman now, there's a new attitude. From the erstwhile, care for my looks, well, we're already into very, very, very sensitive arena of human thoughts, human actions, human values, human life, the draft of an unforeseen package. I promise we'll work more on this passage. But for this episode, let me sign off and say goodbye to you with the message: come to problem solving, come to life.